Hello and welcome to the CrossFire Legends Championship National Qualifiers for the Malaysian region. My name is Sagi. Alongside of me is Gideon here. We will be bringing you the English broadcast coming in for this national qualifier. Hey man, it's been a while. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling real good about this cast. I'm feeling real good about this upcoming game as well. I mean, CrossFire Legends, again, very exciting having, the PC port over into the mobile sector. But yes, once again, this is Sagi, this as well as myself getting in queue. It's going to be a good time here because, again, these teams have been giving it, well, someone would say tasting the waters a little bit of appetizers for most people out there who haven't gotten the game just yet. Of course, these are all professional players, all making an attempt to win a little bit of money here. And don't forget that you could have been one of them. All you got to do is pre-register right here, right now with the QR code down below.
Yeah, you can go with the iOS, you can go with the Android here, but of course, it will only come at the 16th of December here. So this tournament coming in, the national qualifiers, it serves as much of a prerequisite towards the entire thing.
Yes, no, it's just a little taste of what is to come later down the line. Again, it's going to be a very exciting following year of CrossFire Legends, especially for the esports sector of things. But let's first talk about what's happening here at the national qualifiers. Now, Malaysian teams from all across the country here have come together to try and make their way to be a representative to make it to the big stage in the group stage. We've done the Open Qualifiers. Again, 4 different regions we're playing at this point of time. Now we are currently at the national qualifiers. Out of the 6 teams from every single region, only 4 get to move on. And within those 4 teams, then we will cut it down to just 2, where 2 from every single nation is going to come together for the group stages in January 7th to February the 1st.
Of course, and all this for the Malaysian qualifiers. At this current stage, we will be featuring 4 Open Series teams with 2 invited pro teams here. So definitely a lot on the stake here. You definitely want to be the top 4 team going into the playoffs for the qualifier finals and then make it to top 2 of your own region to make it into the grand tournament, which is CrossFire Legends Championship for Southeast Asia.
It's going to be a real fun time here. It's already going to kick off. Things are going to get real exciting in January, all the way into February, and then even at the end of January itself, February gets even more exciting. But just to show you guys the entire schedule and timeline, they are playing for a total of $24,000, 600. Of course, this is the total prize pool amongst everybody. The champions winning 2,500 USD right off the bat just because they're good at the game.
And to talk about being good at the game, right? If you're MVP, if you're the best team performing in the tournament, you get a $100 bonus on those as well here. And of course, like we mentioned so far, Gideon, the tournaments, what you're playing for, Open Qualifiers to National Qualifiers to the group stage of CFLC, look to your left, that is the entire schedule coming in for this tournament.
Gonna be a long time. The next 2 months, CrossFire, let's see what it's all about here, especially for the CrossFire fans out there watching who may know some of the players, who may know some of these teams that we have participating here today. Now remember, this is going to be a Swiss format. We've already had a couple of days amongst all the other regions, of course, but this is the team that we're going to be looking towards on the Malaysia side. Quattro Knights, MAL, Independent Gang Esports, Invoker Squad, O2 Esports, and TXD. These are the other participating teams from the other regions as well. Some notable names like Onyx and EVOS coming in from Indonesia.
Yeah, they're planning early, right? Onyx, EVOS, Full Sense, Vampire, Esports, all these are known names coming in from the Southeast Asia region. For Malaysia, we have O2 Esports as well coming in as the new squad here with recognizable names in the team as well.
Super recognizable names. If you've been in the scene for a bit, I'm pretty sure that you'd figure out who's who very quickly, of course. But then again, it's the problem is that the game hasn't even come out for the majority of players out there. Our professionals are finding up techs, looking for lineups almost straight away, and then some of these other regions as well just feel so far in the ahead of the metagame, probably because they've taken a couple of notes from our predecessors in China, Vietnam as well, all doing really well, or maybe even just looking towards the PC version during EWC.
That's what I like about CrossFire and these FPS games, right? Because the aim is transferable, and even if you are slow on the tech, you can reimburse it with your FPS shooting skills, right? Your aim, your instincts, how you rotate to A side and B side, those are carryable towards CF.
Exactly. And again, these are transitionable skills for a tactical shooter of this caliber. This is not exactly, as much as it looks like a run and gun game, there's a lot more tactics involved with the use of your utility, hopefully which we will see here today in today's schedule, facing in a best of one, it's IG versus MAL. Afterwards, it's going to be QK versus O2, then Invo versus TXD to round things off. And you better stick to the action here because these games go really quick, really fast.
And one more thing to add on as well, right? Independent Gang, which is IG, they have yet to suffer a loss similar to O2 Esports here. So for these two teams, they are pseudo-locking themselves to that top 4 spot to make it into the top 2 of national qualifiers.
And I mean, they're looking to do the best that they can, especially when they have the best equipment to make them as good as they are. We want to, again, thank you so much to Oppo. Again, City Oppo A6 Pro kini dilancarkan direka untuk tahan prestasi seperti baru. Okay, sorry, I had to do a bit of translation in my brain there. And it's designed to last, and it has the persistence as if it's brand new. That's a great way of putting it.
Hey man, when you play FPS, you gotta use the best equipment then. And thank you so much, Oppo, for providing us players the suitable technology to amp up their game in CFL. Okay, but of course, right now, you know for a fact that sometimes we casters, we go live. We need some equipment to really amp up our faces here on the live broadcast here. So we do thank OBS bot here, ObsBot, for the Me Too Gaming webcam. Rakam kegunggulan Anda, the stream legacy Anda here, just with OBS bot, ObsBot.
Oh, dude, I need to get one for myself. You showed me yours that you got recently, and I'm jealous because look at mine. Mine is like, I'm looking so red. I'm like, the only thing that's good about it is that I'm well lit, but I am just red. I look like a tomato right now as we're about to get into these games. Now, coming up, speaking of which, I know that we got to pre-register a little bit earlier, get ahead of the game compared to everybody else, which again, you guys can do right now. Pre-register now with the QR code down below for CrossFire Legends C as it returns here in December 16th. Again, 4 more days until it comes out. Did you learn anything? Because for me, especially when you don't have players of high caliber or mostly bot lobbies, the most that we could really look at are the weapons.
Correct. The weapons, the stats of it, and these theory crafting really revolves around how players have strategized themselves. And this will be series number 1 featuring MEL on the global risk side and IG, Independent Gang Esports on towards the blacklist orange side.
This is gonna be fun. Let's see how they're gonna do their openers here because it looks like as of right now, MAL is taking a very passive approach. They haven't used too much utility just yet. They're just waiting for a response. They're waiting for information from IG.
Yeah, from MEL it's just a B and A side here, but a bit of crossfire here coming in from Kengo here. Yonzi gets the first kill of the game.
And just gonna keep on pushing the advantage here. Tries to get another one and gets the double. He's opened up the side now. Everybody coming in from A long can easily walk in. They're watching spawn as well, and they've already made contact. Nades come out, mollies as well, inclusive of the flash to slow things down. Hopefully to try and deny it, but unfortunately doesn't. They've just got too many members. They've flooded into the site, and now it's for the retake.
Yeah, bomb has planted right now, so this puts pressure on towards the side of MEL to re-enter the side here. Kai-chan gets immediately picked off, and round 1, the first blood goes over to IG on towards the blacklist side.
And what a play coming in from Yonzi to open up that site, that double kill, to easily allow the rest of the team who were going for an A split to cut right through the ranks so fast and limiting those angles. Right now, same strategy as they did in match number 1. They're going to smoke off the mid doors. They've got a 3-2 defensive split, 3 on B, 2 on A, and we're looking for a pick here. If Miner can find it, that's going to allow the rest of A long to push fast.
Yeah, Kapal here looking for a pickoff here to start off the game for his team here. Miner on the TAC Fury Beast, a sniper rifle, holding the angle here. If Mang actually comes out, he's going to be picked off here, but Mang crosses fire with Yonzi. Yonzi once again with a double kill already entering side for his team. The MVP player getting another 2 for his.
Oh, tries to go for the third, but unfortunately, the wallbang's very powerful in this game, and it's difficult to tell what your opponent's weapon is going to be until you make contact with it. Now, coming in for the next 1v1, Kai-chan, he needs to win this. He's 30 HP, manages to land the shot at the end, but he's exposed to all 3 of the members. He's got to hit him one by one. Isolated one, smoke, tries to spam through it. He's not taking any chances, making sure that the back side is also clear. But now, Hiko, he's stuck back out through the smoke, and now he spams back in. He has no idea. Oh! Unfortunately, Miner in position closes out the round. They gotta be walking. Holding strong. Same opener once again coming in from IG. They keep doing this mid-smoke, and so far, it's gonna be a full stack here with 2 members watching their flanks coming in from mid just in case. Oh, wait, Yanzi, he's gonna try and open things up again. He's flashed through. He's past the mid doors, past the smoke. He doesn't realize he's literally right next to somebody right now. Can't do much about it as he holds strong, turns the corner, but he needs to check every single angle. He's out in the open, gets shot in the back for 50%. First kill goes over to Kai-chan. He holds strong. Kai-chan finds one more with the help of Ken Go. As they dominate the mid side, the defensive retake coming into B looks very possible, but they need to get the plant down. And once it's down, they have to hold it. 30 more seconds. They throw a flashbang out, swings off of it. Mang didn't even wait for it to pop. Goes for the preemptive swing. He goes still holding the side strong. Buemu, he's got to hold out. Sugus finds the opportunity, and now this opens up the entire site as they try and close out this round. Is there enough time? Yes, there is still. As it hits into the 7-second mark, this should be a defuse, no problem. Nice play coming in from the side of MAL. Now, they're pulling, at least they're pulling the round back. It's 2-1 so far. IG, same strategy. This time, the only difference is that they decided to push through those mid doors. And maybe this will teach them a lesson, right? Hopefully, they're going to adapt it. It looks like it's going to be a heavy pushes coming in from A. From A long, 3 members. It's a 2-3 split so far, but they're creeping up, trying to deny information, waiting for Yanzi to find that opening pick. It's the entry fragger, and Yanzi finds it. Gets a great time. He gets a second as well. Needs to watch spawn as he reloads quickly. Is going to frag it instead. Buys his team plenty of time as the utils start flooding back in. The retake coming in from the low side. Kachan has to hold. Manages to get right around. Hiko takes him out. This entire side is locked off as now the crossfires are starting to come into play. Mid lurk already through with the push. And they've taken out the side. They know he's spawn. And a quick closeout from IG. Yanzi with these openings coming in from Yanzi Sagi. I'm telling you, MAL, they just have to... They can't play passive anymore. They need to start peaking.
They can't, because Yanzi with these 1v1s are just damn crucial in every single take so far. For now, IG, they just need to keep on pressing this advantage. 1-3 in terms of scoreline here just before that side swap.
And now they're going to do it again. They've hit the site 3 times now out of 4. Yanzi, this time, taking the dangerous one. The last time he was here by mid, he failed, right? He wants to take. Oh, he can't get him. Can go. He's ready to go, man. He's ready.
Very good one coming in for the side of MAL. They get 3 more kills here. Only Kipal and Miner remaining on the side of IG. Miner, the sole member surviving here. Can he make a clutch? This is 1v4 we're talking about with a sniper rifle. That's not easy.
And now, again, he's 2 for 2. Every single time Yanzi has walked up that mid side, he has not been able to kind of break every single angle in, right? Even though he does have a flash and a frag to actually work with. Now, with the C4 already unplanted, just waiting, Miner, he's just looking for as much information as he possibly can, right? He eventually needs to move to A, but he wants the cell that he's moving over to the B site. He's already made the noise.
Okay, he really picked up, retrieved the C4 here, so he needs to find the plant here, but he does face check into the side of an MAL member here, does take him down here with 35 seconds on the clock. Can he go for the B side here to make the replant? Because if he looks for this play, there's a potential of him making a big of a clutch coming in towards this round.
It might be a little tight here. He's trying to mask the noise of his jumping with the sounds of his shots, just to make sure.
Kengo's behind this.
He's still here.
That's fire! He gets him! Oh. That's a final strike coming in for the side of Kengo here. MAL pulling the series to a 2-3 final round before we go into that side swap.
Oh yeah, especially if they don't lose their first blood over to Yanzi, things are great. And Miner now this time looking for a pick of his own to try to help out the team, and now looking to try to make sure that this mid door is going to be preoccupied, right? From what we thought, another A hit. No, this time they're splitting into B with heavy resistance through mid.
Yeah, straight 3 members committed towards the mid side here. Where do they go? Kai-chan here holding a pretty good angle here. They do see multiple members entering here. Kai-chan getting the first blood here for the side of IG. Next one. We do see Kai-chan getting another one before falling into the demise.
Oh. MAL per player capita seems to be winning out their individual shots here. And Hiko, make sure that he can buy some time. Membu has to take this 1v1 if he wants to open up the side. He's got backup. He can't be hiding behind that door. Doesn't want to become collateral damage. Finds the initial kill. And Miner as well goes down. Great trade coming in from Kengo and Membu.
Yeah, there's sufficient time as well to defuse the bomb. Looks like MAL, through a tough start, manages to pull the series to an even here. 3-3 in terms of the scoreline, and both teams will swap sides for Blacklist and also Global Risk.
Alright, it's 1st to 7, 3-3, dead even game so far. What was a strong opening coming in from IG's side, we're seeing that MAL this time have responded back in kind. It's about denying information and most importantly, not giving away that first blood. Really important for the defending side here is now on the attack. We are going to see that MAL going to go for the B side and 4 stacked around long.
Yeah, 4 stacked around long here, but the C4 holder here coming in. But already 2 members being taken down by the side of IG here. The defensive side does make more sense here. Another one goes into the hands of Kapal here as he does take up Sugus in towards with that headshot here. Another one! Yonzi opening up with 4 kills already for his team. Kengo, the last remaining member here, does have the C4 on towards his base. But with the members lurking around this mid, it's a bit hard to retrieve the C4.
Oh yeah, really good defensive smokes from the side of IG. Yonzi with the first blood in mid, making sure that that flank did not come through. Great as well. Kengo, he needs to make something happen here, right? If he's going to 1v5, okay, it needs to start with a single kill. He's got 55 seconds left on the clock, so he knows he can play this patient.
Yeah, he's slowly pacing himself, but Yonzi, he's not over it. He's hunting for Kengo, but he does get picked off with an odd shot here coming in from Kengo with the Scar Dark Knight. The golden one onto his hand, but only 32 HP. Surrounded by 4 members coming in for the cavalry here. But Kengo, once again, clutching up another kill onto his Hiko here, but does get sniped by Miner.
Oh, okay. Miner finally puts him down. Does not want to lose more people. It's more for the ego than anything else, putting him in his place, but now, Miner, once again, almost.
That was scary!
2 shots, so very, very close to the head. He needs to land this one here, finds the initial, wants to look for the initial pick. Gets it in the end!
Yeah, he hit him with the superior shot here, and they do answer back with Yonzi. Boy coming in for the side of Kengo, and both Sugas here, they do win out their individual 1v1s here. And you can see MAL looking to enter the A side. Nades flying towards in, but they do have to enter this with cautious here as they are taken in the window.
Oh, huge frag into the backline, especially for towards the C4 holder here. Now on the attacking side, Kengo and as well as Kaichan losing a lot more health than they probably would have liked to. It was a good attempt from the defensive side, but they have to just give it this up. They have to play for the retake and swings out, tries to deny the bomb plant, and wants to go for it again. Hiko with the jump shot's good, but finally lines it up, juking him. 30 seconds left on the clock here as Kengo is the only person left in their way before the defuse. Good round coming in from IG.
It was looking so good for MAL until the re-entry coming in for the side of IG that broke everything apart. It was once again Kapal and Hiko getting those individual 1v1s, and once again you see Miner holding on that Fury Beast on towards mid here. Mid is such a difficult one to actually hold.
It really is. It really is. And keep in mind that these players are playing on mobile, right? That's why you're seeing none of those super ultra fast shots, and they have to work on, optimizing their settings to make sure that their one taps are going to be effective. Now with mid finally smoked off, they got the initial information about who was mid and the initial pick, and they get another one as well. Yonzi on fire here. Sugus loses his head, and now with the help of the AWM Miner, just taking them out one by one. An easy shutdown, 6-3.
And series point on hand coming in for the side of Independent Gang Esports here. One more round and they will claim another victory for their series score here. Miner on this sniper rifle mid side here. He's been putting so much pressure against the side of MAL.
Yonzi so smart, already finds it, gets 2. Kills Hiko, goes and gets the C4 holder as well, walks out mid like it never happened. Give him that triple. Oh no, Wimble, he needs to land the shots now, but Yonzi takes him out as well, securing this round in dominating fashion.
And in the Independent Gang Esports, through a shaky first half round, they do secure back-to-back 4 wins in the second half, gaining them the series win for this first match of the day.
Holy, I thought we had
Wow.
a game and a series on our hands, but it looks on the defensive side, the hyper-aggression coming in from Yonzi and the things that he got away with this entire game really goes to show that the fundamentals from our competitors here, MAL, just not up to snuff.
Yeah, Yonzi with the entry frag every time is really clutch, but you can see the first half, Kai-chan actually secured some of these clutch angles to pick off 1-2 kills, bring the series back to a 3-3 pre-decide selection.
I think it's good, especially when you're on the defensive side. But when you are on the attacking side, you need somebody to open up sights for you, right? Unless you know lineups to predetermine angles, which we can clearly see that there are a couple of lineups, but not every single lineup to completely eliminate angles off the site. I feel that you need a playmaker, somebody who can pop some heads here. And right now, to me, that's leaning closer to Yonzi and Minor in comparison to Mang or even Kai-chan.
That's really true here because Kai-chan, although yes, Kai-chan and Kengo actually has decent KD coming in for this round, but the fact that Minor and Yonzi consistently getting that first peak coming into the round itself really puts into a numeral advantage for the side of IG.
Yep, and that's why these early picks that you can see coming in from that midsection is super important, which is why, again, the adaptation at the end coming in from MAL lean more towards, okay, we need to stack a little bit closer, get some early smokes down so that we can start crawling up something like B long. Maybe they could have gone for an A long, or they could maybe continue faking out what they were doing, because it's not like the shots were coming out super fast from mid anyways. It's look, see how many people, then blind just
Correct.
before the smoke pops, take the shot.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because that goes into the play where MAL, they didn't really respect IG, especially Minor, in that mid lane, in that mid door, right? Because every time the round starts, 5-10 seconds in, immediately Minor picks off one, and then the attack comes in for the side of IG to enter the base. Or if you're on the defensive side, the attacking side for the side of MAL, once you lose one member, it's super difficult to actually enter the site.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Because again, there are safe ways to actually get nades. Again, specific lineups, if we could start taking in from some of our predecessors, like, you know, China and as well as Vietnam, I think they could probably save it if one person just knew how to go for the spawn all the way to the mid door smoke. I'm not even sure if it's even possible for CrossFire Legends specifically on the mobile version, but but you know, beggars can't really be choosers as of right now. We'll need to do more experimentation later down the road. But again, this is only one map at the very least.
Correct.
Hopefully, maybe in the following days, we'll see them actually play a little bit better on some of the other maps.
I think it's already a bit of an improvement coming in from day one, where day one, if we were to check out the results, it was just 7-0 clear scores across the board. As it pays to game, day two, we had like what, 7-6 score line coming in for O2, and also another team where it came back as a clutch factor for that O2 Esports. And then coming into today, we see the first half is actually pretty competitive.
And I think, you know, again, it's highlighting a lot of the strengths of these teams, and I hope to see a little bit more, and maybe if you guys hope to see a little bit more of them in the game itself, maybe you could pre-register right now with the QR code down below. I have to remind you guys, because again, the game isn't out yet. It's only going to be out in 4 more days, so get a head start compared to everybody else. Like, get a cool skin or something. They won't even see it coming.
I'm pretty sure when you pre-register for something, you always get freebies, especially, hey, it's CrossFire Legends here. You're definitely down to get something good in your inventory. You see the cold guns, everyone had something sparkly in the game. M4A1s, AK-47s, sniper rifles, all of them fully skinned out.
Fully skinned out, and keep in mind, even though we are on like the early stages of this game, if we had a little bit of a test through, at the very least, I know that their currency is very achievable. So, you know, actually purchasing items in the game, not that difficult.
It's not that difficult. You just gotta play the game and you will be rewarded fruitfully, especially with all the skins in the shop. You can pick like, oh, Monday I'm gonna use this golden AK. Tuesday I'm gonna use this red chili grenade. Wednesday I'm gonna use this fishbowl grenade smoke. Yeah, you know, there's just a lot of choices coming in here, but I gotta say, Minor just now and also Yonzi, they were really crucial in picking off those first Ks into making it an easy setup for the side of IG, because if you lack members in defending or attacking a site, it's really difficult for the side of MAL.
I definitely agree, but there were a couple of rounds. I'm trying to remember the exact round, but we saw it in the highlights during the. It was about to be the bomb plant, and then Hiko decides to just jump and swing out for just for funsies. All right, who does that? Who does that? Especially since he saw two people with two more in the back walking in as he's leaving that window. So I think that Hiko definitely has his moments where he's doing the unorthodox play, which is something I think that MAL weren't expecting sometimes. Because when MAL had the right setup, when they take out Yonzi first, for an example, in their defensive rounds, or on the attacking rounds where they're able to sneak away Boboy, even Kabal sometimes when they catch them on the initial entry frags, it's always coming down to Hiko to buy time to allow Yonzi and Minor to get back into position for the retake.
You can see the number of assists that actually justifies your take, right? Where everyone else is like rocking kills, 16 kills on Yonzi, 13 kills on towards Minor here. And then you see Heiko, he's just setting up those nades as a player, those smokes, to make sure that Yonzi and also Minor gets a pretty comfortable start for his team here. And also, the one play that you mentioned here, that jump peek into 2 sprays and cancelling out that C4 take, that was insane coming in for the side of Hiko.
Ultra brave, man's got huge cojones. I think, you know, he's running that BDE all day long. That's my impression of him as of right now. I mean, Yonzi as well, because again, he had no respect for anybody in his lane. He's just like, I'm a peek mid, I'm a walk out mid, I'm a turn the corner, I'm a kill everybody on the final round here. And Yonzi really showing what he's all about here today.
Yeah, with 163.3 ADR and 4 headshots to start out the game, you know for a fact that he's on fire with his AK approaches here. Like you mentioned, right? He walks in, A side, B side, lurks around, picks up the first kill, and then the whole team just charges in for that side entry here. So this man, Yonzi, he's just a different beast coming in with his mechanical skills.
That's what you call a sweaty gamer here. That's how you know he is different from the normies, for sure. I don't know how many hours he's put in the game, but he definitely's got the mechanics for it, and I think that's the exciting part about it, right? How far will your mechanics take you in a game like CrossFire Legends? Because eventually you're going to get to a point where, you know, map knowledge and as well as working with your teammates kind of trump that factor. Or is there just enough mechanical skill in general in CrossFire Legends that you can just say 1v5, always possible, always on the table?
I think with the early release coming in for CFL, I think for players like Yonzi and also Minor, their mechanical skill pushes them into a very top tier level. But when teams start to understand the crossfire tactics, whereby you need to hold those fire lines, you need to hold those angles, that's where easy entries like what Yonzi did will start to be quite difficult here. Maybe like you mentioned here, like predecessors coming in from China or Vietnam that has already access towards the game, maybe there will be much more of a challenge coming in for the side IG.
Oh, I think so for sure. I think that I don't know, because once we start thinking about like beyond Malaysia, and then we start looking at some of the other regions, I think, you know, Thailand and Philippines, definitely those are the countries that when we start thinking about FPSs, it's hovered around the Thai Filipino side. Even Indonesia has been on the rise when it comes to FPSs as well. They're getting pretty good at it. Some big organizations on their side from both Thailand and as well as Indonesia has put some degree of investment if they're slapping their brand name on it. So I would assume that they want to be the next big thing.
Oh yeah, Evos, Onyx, Full Sense, all these big names coming into the side of CFL in this CrossFire Legends Championship National Qualifiers, because you know for a fact that these teams, they want to make it out of the National Qualifiers, hit that top 2, and advance to the grand tournaments here. So everything is pretty much on the line for these teams here, and especially today, IG on the first map, which pushes them one step further. Right now in the group standings, they're 3-0, leading the pack as the first place.
And hopefully they keep on leading that pack, right? Because again, I think that a lot of people's consensus is going to be leaning towards O2 or maybe TXD, because again, they are the 2 teams that were invited with professional players in them that you will definitely recognize. But even so, I do feel that, like, generally speaking, if we see MAL continue to grow at a staggering rate and maybe even have a bit of a growth spurt towards the end, that would be great. I would like to see them continue to grow. Independent Gank Esports, they've got mechanics, but for our upcoming game as well, Quattro Knights, we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do.
Yeah, you know for a fact that growth spurt, like you mentioned, right? It actually paces very well. Day 1, day 2, it was fast games all around in day 1. Then day 2, we see closer games, we see more competitive ones, and now day 3 we start seeing more mechanical prowess coming in for some of the individual players at the very least in this match. So I'm excited to see when IG faces off with big titans like TXD or O2 Esports, some of that you mentioned that has pro players, ex-pro players coming in from different FPS or TPS games.
Yeah, and that will be exciting to watch at some point of time, but I think as of right now, I do feel that we just got to make sure that these teams kind of hold their own, right? Because again, you know how there's this Malaysian mentality in any esports that we ever touch is that we're always slow burners. We take a little bit of time before we reach that rhythm and peak. I feel like in a game of Crossfire, especially in best of one scenarios, first to sevens, oh my goodness, the momentum that teams are building, it's just, they get more bold and they get faster. And I think that's something that could be hindering some of these teams on the faster adaptations of saying, hey, this completely doesn't work, we need to change it up now, rather than let's try it one more time, this time it'll be different.
Yeah, momentum is a very big thing, right? Like the previous series that we saw, it was 3-3, and MEL, they were leading up until the point where Hiko jumped up, swung 2 players that were planting the C4, and then the entirety of the game, it was just easy pickup coming in for side IG here. So they need definitely a big player, a star player, or at the very least a clutch one when it comes to desperate situations like this. Because I remember that round, I think round number 7 after the side swap, it was MEL 3v5. MEL had 5 members going into B side, and Hiko if a jump flick immediately destroyed that hopes coming in from MEL.
It's moments like those that really affect you, and it's not like you have a lot of time to recover from like the mental damage that you've received being disrespected like that. You just have to just take it, grit your teeth. 30 seconds later, you're like, okay, next round. What's the next thing we're gonna do? And speaking of the next thing, our next game is about to commence. It's gonna be QK, the Quattro Knights, facing off against O2.
Yeah, this will be a legendary one as they do pick the Black Widow map coming in towards this. Global Risk coming in for the side of Quattro Knights, and O2 Esports coming in as the Blacklist side here. As we see, Helton holding mid with another rifle here, sniper rifle.
Yep, and trying to make sure, again, the doors are a little bit thinner, not gonna lie, and then a little bit more narrow, but once again, Drax able to walk right past it, up to catwalk, through into the A site, and now, if he gets one more kill here, expected to see, but a good drag down coming in from Drax to find a second one. He holds the entire site, he's gonna disrespect one more, great triple here, whip out that gun, you know what we want to see, give him the quad jump,
hunting!
There we go, the multi-kill, turn around, sir, give it to him, the final strike, give it all to Drax as he rips one through QK here in round number 1.
Wait, did I sign up for the drag show? What is going on? He just went in 1v5 and killed every single member coming in for the side of Quattro Knights here. Not an easy feat, but he did get the job done.
Oh man, I mean the last 2 kills, I would say that Quattro Knights, they were backing up, they were getting pressured by everybody on the side of O2, but those first 3, that was all him, man. Drax walks through, oh wait, hold on, good nade, the first kill is already through as they execute on towards the site, make their way onto A, they found 2 already. Ooh, gets another one as well.
Yeah. Traded off already here. Momo and the Soul member coming in for the side of Quattro Knights does get picked off by the side of O2 Esports. Here, the rounds are going in super duper quick coming in for the side of O2. They are super aggressive on the attacking side.
Yeah, QK, they've got to rework on the defense here. And be very careful crossing over in through the mid side. Yeah, Helton has not changed positions. This time, 2 doesn't look like they're going up through catwalk. They want to break right open in towards mid side.
The timing!
Corner. Gets him, headshot, Drax as well, turns to the other corner to find a second one as they walk their way through, realizing that the majority might be towards the A side. Drax, he's out for blood, finds another, gets a multi, triple kill in hand. Oh, nearly getting the multi, but Adin Dutt just says no.
Yeah, Adin Dutt just denies him from that unbreakable kill here. So that goes into a 3v1 scenario here for the side of Quattro Knights here. O2 planning the ball here. Adin getting the angle here. Gets the first kill here, but does get taken down. Okay, Adin. Now it's a 1v1 clutch. Helton, full HP. He has the pistol. Secondary already whipped out here. He has to hold the angle. Adin, dude, only a sliver of health. Can he make the clutch? 3 seconds on the clock. You need 6 seconds to defuse.
No. Where did the... Oh, no! Okay.
The Yotils!
No, the
Yotils are going wide.
They are going wide. The Mollies did not go the way that they wanted to go.
The snipe gets him with the snipe! Oh, Helton with the clutch, forbidding the side of Quatrain Knights Adam for making the comeback here. It's 3-0 O2 Esports currently leading this BO1.
Oh man, Helton, he got nervous at the end there. He was holding up his pistol, thinking that like, I know he's 5 HP, but just in case, I'm just gonna have the rifle out.
He was like styling here. Drax coming in with the 1v1 against the side of Aiden Dutt here. Entry coming in multiple ones, but trade kills back and forth. O2 3 versus 2 coming in towards this side here, but the angle coming in once again from Drax. He knows where you're coming from. He smells you.
Dude, I don't know what Drax's settings are right now, but his crosshair, it is not wobbling around. Like, how low is his sense?
It's so stable.
It's so smooth the way he moves it around. I'm so spastic when I play the game, and I'm looking at other people, like, you can definitely tell where their fingers kind of like wobble just a little bit, but with Drax in it, it is a solid block.
Yeah, you know for a fact that if your senses are low, you need to pull your screen so hard to do an actual 360 here. Aiden Dutt gets information for his team here, does nades out, but gets headshotted coming in by eye shots, and also for 2, 3 for eye shots here. Manpa getting a snipe on towards Roger here. Grimald, the sole survivor here, in towards B side here. He is on towards the backside here. Bomb will be planning coming in for side O2, but they do get that final kill on towards the members coming in for side of Quatrain Knights.
Dear Lord, O2 want to make this quick. They want to make this fast here in round 6.
So
they're going to be running straight into the war zone at this point. And all heading, they're going for a 2-3 split towards A side. Once again, the Quatrain Knights, they've made a good call, but this time they've changed positions. They've smoked out mid. Oh, he's gone and loses his head.
Yeah, loses his head talking about it, but more kills going in, and that was just 5 seconds. Everybody got white coming in for the side of Quatrain Knights, and no casualties for the side of O2 Esports, as we do swap the factions here with Blacklist going on towards the defense side, and O2 once again right now they are on defense here, BA side, but they are just rushing through mid, wanting to end the game.
Oh, and the first kill goes to eye shots. Taking out the AWM very early on as Rivox, able to turn the corner here. Finds one. Can he get a second one? Unfortunately, no. Sidestepping is a little too good. Counter strafing, very nicely done from the side of O2. Looking for another one.
Going in against the side of Grimald here. Grimald does get the trade-off kill against his counterpart here now. With a 3v3 on hand here. It does look more favorable for the side of QK, but they need to pick a side. Where do they enter with the bombs here? But Drax coming in with the flag. Gets the first kill on towards the members here. Gets another one. Grimald, Momon. No challenge for Drax. 15-3 on top of the scoreline here. And Drax gets the final strike. Seals the series. 7-0. Clean score for the side of O2 Esports.
I got to know what Drax's settings are, man. Like, what I see just now was like he ran out of phone space. Like he was like, nah, my set's too low. I gotta swipe it again.
like, okay, I'm holding my phone right now, right? And every time I see Drax plays, the way that he holds the rifle is so consistent. Like he enters this, gets a 3, and then you see he gets a 4, and he swings out immediately with the pistol and goes in for that final strike. And there's a 5-kill master here on the first round. That's insane.
Oh man, yeah, it is. It is nasty. Look at him go. Look at him go.
The Drax show.
It is. It is. And even then, I do think that there were a couple of moments there where, honestly, I felt that Quatrain Knights had an opportunity, but I think the execution was just a little slow. Like, there's no harm in throwing the smokes just a little bit earlier, right? You don't have to wait for contact.
That's true, but it also goes into the show that the smoke timing, grenade timings, with limited time to learn, they haven't really got the actual timing yet, so it really makes it super difficult for the side of Quatrain Knights to set up a perfect one.
I agree that it does give Quatrain Knights like just a bit of an advantage, but at the end of the day, it's about how much time can you waste, right? Because the objective of the mission is to either defend yourself against the attackers before they plant the C4 or plant the C4, and in a lot of these cases, all you have to do is delay the bomb plant, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, do we always have to make contact with them? No, it's just making sure that they don't feel comfortable walking onto your site or having a lot of resistance moving into these positions, right? Taking these passive angles while having a teammate relatively nearby you to actually follow up with a smoke, maybe even with a flash. Kind of depends on the grenade of the situation, maybe even a molly if you're looking to kind of control long angles in tunnels so they don't push you immediately after. Again, I feel like the smokes can be thrown a lot earlier, and then you can start holding the rest of your util to when the situation arises.
I perfectly agree with you, and the angles that they are throwing the utils, I would say that it's timing, right? Because when they're throwing the utils, you can't immediately swap back to your primary fire, and they get caught by the timing coming in by Drax, by Manpa, and then they just get wiped out immediately. Here, losing members allows the side of O2 Esports just to rush in deeper, dissecting your defense line here. So for QK, maybe consider going back and learning the proper timings here. Maybe smoke with a specific lineup, avoid smoking in broad daylight. It's like he's standing there in front of the hallway and he's smoking, and it's like, oh, hello Drax, fancy to see you here. And he's holding a smoke on his hands while Drax just like, what's up, boy?
Exactly, that's the thing, right? Again, just pre-smoking things buys you guaranteed time. And no matter what, you do come with a little bit of an advantage for yourself if you can get a good lineup of that smoke to be just past the double doors, right? Rather than having it closer towards your side, giving them more space to access if they happen to walk in the smoke, right? You just have to close off those angles, and it's easier to spray through it on the defensive side rather than the attacking side. So again, I would like to see like people make these plays of being aggressive on the defensive side, because that's such important information for the rest of your team. And that's where you see Drax just run up catwalk and just easily get 4 kills in the bag on round 1.
Wait. We were glazing Drax for a bit, right? What? Helton is 1-0-0 in a 7-0 game. He was chilling holding that sniper rifle in mid.
He only found one. He only found one.
Yeah.
That's all he was good for.
That 1k clean sneak coming in for the side of Helton here, but of course, utter domination here coming in for the side of O2 Esports here.
Now that I think about it, he didn't even get a kill. That one kill was off of the last 1v1 where they tried to knife out, one of the members of QK.
I mean, a kill is a kill. We gotta give it over to Helton, right? He definitely played his role in towards the team. At one point, I was seeing the side of O2 just swapping weapons with his team here. But of course, MVP goes over to Drax with a 228 ADR here. The man is crazy with 16 and 3 KDA.
Oh yeah, he is just out mechanicking them, right? Just walking on in, winning his 1v1s, and finding some really crispy shots after. I think Drax, he's got the spray down, he's got the taps down as well. It feels like he's the complete package when it comes down to your entry fragger. We'll see whether or not he needs util knowledge, but so far nobody's put enough resistance against him for him to be forcibly, throwing out his util ahead of time.
That's true, right? Because when you don't have enough time to actually react towards slippery entry coming in from Drax, he can just one-man army go into you, swing onto both members, retake the side by himself, and then you are left with like, oh god, it's 3 members down for my team. How do I re-enter a site knowing for the fact that Drax is there? So mechanical prowess, definitely an A game here coming in from O2 Esports member, but how far can they bring them? It's gonna be the interesting one.
Yep, it's gonna be real interesting. I mean, we're gonna find out later down the line here. Don't forget everybody to pre-register for CrossFire Legends, because again, you could be part of the next championship real soon, coming this year. Well, technically next year if that's the case, but we're gonna go on a short break, and when we come back, it's gonna be more CrossFire Legends action here at the CFLC. Welcome back, everybody, to CFLLC, man. It's a good time here. It's a pretty fast day so far because of the discrepancy of these teams, the way that they've been playing so far, with the closest one, by a long shot, being only match number 1 that actually went somewhat of a distance, but there's more to be had. My name is Getting Q, of course. Here with me today is going to be the one and only Sagi here at the desk as we cover our very last game of the day.
Yeah, TXD going up against their opponents here. That will be an interesting one. They will be going up against Invoker Squad later on here. But of course, if you haven't already pre-registered for CF Legends here, do drop by and scan that QR code here. Get them freebies, and CF Legends, CrossFire Legends will return to Southeast Asia once again on December 16th. So pre-register right now.
Do it while you still can, and maybe we might see you guys at the next CrossFire Legends Championship in Southeast Asia. With that being said, it is time to start making our way into the game. It's Invoker Squad facing off against TXD. Now, TXD are coming off of a loss against O2 from yesterday, but Invoker Squad have yet to find a single map win against anybody of their competitors so far.
And once again, we're back into Black Widow as well for this map. We can see the side of TXD holding on a full-on A-side take here with the C4 going heavily with the nades. Utils are being expended really heavily in this round start.
Oh yeah, and it looks like, again, a lot of heavy offensive towards the A site. However, there are thoughts. I am seeing a couple of the members of TXD looking towards the B site, thinking maybe this might be an opportunity for us to rotate. It's an early rotate from Invoker Squad. They're making a hard read as we see more util to flesh out the back areas of the A site.
The 1v1 coming in for the side of Atok here. Does get the first pick off on towards Dino here. Caramel, second one to fall on the hands of Pamburu here. So this A side fully open for TXD here. They just need to plant the bomb, and it will be for the side of Invoker Squad to look for that retake.
Yep, it was a good call coming in for Invoker Squad. They tried to make a hard read on the situation. Unfortunately, lost the 50-50. Now, plenty of util still left here on the side of TXD. Zoe, with everything in hand, ready to start throwing it out. Just looking for that 1v1.
Abby
gets him in the back. Doesn't get the second, though. Good trade as Calzus puts down to 10 HP. Oh.
Not an easy one so far. Hybrid gets flashbang. Vision is limited here with 15 seconds on the clock. This is looking super difficult here, and they do get taken down by the side of TXD. Very beautiful opening one. We can see the gameplay here coming in from both squads. Invoker playing a decent defense until they got that first pickoff done by TXD's Pamburu.
Yeah, what is Cal's running for his secondary weapon? Was that a shotgun?
Shotgun?
It was a shotgun in hand, which I'm pretty surprised. He was going into a long angle thinking he could close the distance, but once again, this time, they're still selling the same ideas, right? This time with a bit of resistance towards the B side as well, right? With a lot... Oh, wait, first pick already going down. Hybrid dies, and now the defensive side can get a little bit more aggressive on their angles. They're trying to stop Otok from actually moving up further. They can't afford to give any more space. They have mollies ready to go, though.
Oh, the timing though coming in for the side of Pamburu. It was at the time of the nade. And he does get picked off here, making a 4v4. Make that 3v4 in favor of Invoker Squad. But the crossfire here coming in for side TXD brings it back to an equal footing here. C4 coming in for the side of A side here, with Hybrid being the sole member on towards the retake here. You can see Zoe and Cal slowly moving back towards A side here. But Hybrid loses out the 1v1 against Appy here. This is looking difficult for the side of Invoker.
Oh, that would have been such a big power pick there. Now, they've turned into a 2v2 at the very least. Here by the A side, they're trying to make sure that they're covering all of their angles. Early flash into the center of this fight. Pamburu, he got a little bit blind, but now that he's not blind, they know one position. Good molly. Tries to isolate the fight. Unfortunately, Pamburu, he's got a molly of his own.
Yeah, they're playing the time really well here with 13 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure whether Kals actually has time for this. You need 6 seconds to defuse the bomb. He does get taken down by the hands of Pamburu with a 4-kill ultra kill in towards his hand.
Invoker Squad came to play, and TXD was forced to respect them here on the end of the post-plan round number 2. Let's see if they're going to change their tactics this time. If not, it should be the same resistance and util with smokes on both sides of the main areas into sight.
You can see Appy as well, throwing a lot of util, smokes, and everything towards B side. Making sure that the players, Kals, and also Zoe, they don't know how many members are being accepted here. But first kill already on the hands of Caramel here, making it a 4v4 on hand.
Oh, unfortunate. Doesn't get the double kill though, even though he had the lineup Frag grenade's gonna be coming down.
Appy?
Appy gets the backstab. Here's one rotating, manages to punish. A good lure coming in from Appy's side. It's a 3v3 scenario now, as two members, especially the ones holding the C4, need to get to Appy as soon as possible. They know that Zoe's the only one left on site, but they don't have enough manpower to force through.
But you can see the setup here coming from Invoker Squad here with Appy trying to enter this site. There's 3 members trying to get onto Zoe here. Zoe does get penetrated too. That does mean C4 gets successfully planted by the side of TXD. So Hybrid and Invoke, Dino here, they have to plan the retake here, but they have to play it with ease. Paburu goes into 1v1 with Hybrid here. HP being superior for the side of Hybrid here. How do they play this 2v3?
I mean, if Zoe was still alive and still had the util, or at least delayed the site a little bit with the util that they had right at the beginning, this would be a lot easier. And again, loses his head, needs to be careful at the right angle, has to spam through the smoke, but unfortunately, Bamburu still wins that. Again, 39% of the total team's damage dealt. He is pumping out numbers.
He is pumping out numbers. And check out his KD here, 8-0 here. Out of 3 rounds, yet to suffer any single casualties on this main player here from Brew. The ace coming in for side of TXD.
Yep, he's doing so well right now. But I think that now, for Invoker, they just have to respond faster to this, right? Slow them down with the utils. Good smokes, and now they just need to spam it. But no, it's too late. They tried to spam, unfortunately. Zoe finds one, doesn't get the second. A quick trade back. Baburu looking for a little bit more. Clears up the side, and now the response coming in from the defending side.
Yep, and Buru planting a C4 here, but a very good pick off here coming in from Zoe, making it a 4v3 in favor of Invoker. This is their shot to bring the series back to an equal footing here, but they have to play this retake with cautious here. Is there any backstab here? What utils are they going to use? Because Kals, he's coming in. He has to check the angles here. First one on towards Buru here. What does he do here? 20 seconds on the clock.
And now, they could flush out the site. They have 3 mollies to work with and 2 frag grenades. Please, somebody throw something here as the smokes is buying way too much time. But Buru buys enough, and the utility man genius, no death run himself. He does it once again. 37, hey noob, crushing it that round this time. Holds the site strong.
But that was such a really good start coming in for the side of Invoker Squad. Just that retake, that was so difficult. Not enough utils, not enough execution, leading into an easy TXD round finish here. And right now, with a 4-0 lead, they once again push A side with 4 members here. Grenades already launching in towards A sides here, forcing the members to get some info.
They've got to use their utils. Quick swing here coming in from Bamburu. Once again, disrespectful, but he knows he can get away with it. Kachang forced to step back thanks to the molly, but the attacking side, they're thinking about it, right? Waits for the molly to pass, throws the smoke up front, and even a flash grenade to force out the defender to reposition. They're slowly creeping up on the space, and they finally found one. They broke it into the side and cleared it up as they plant the C4.
Yep, and Buru also clearing the side right now, checking the angles here. Hybrid gets taken down here, so that's still a 5v2 in favor for the side of TXD. How does Zoe and Kals react towards this? Because they have a lot of angles to clear here. First member to come down is the side of Kals 69 here. He does get kicked down. Zoe as well, left to dust. This is yet another clean sweep coming in from TXD before the side swap.
Yeah, and it's not like Invoker Squad is bad. They're actually making some pretty good decisions macro-wise, but I think that right now, they have the one decision that they're failing to make, well, 2 decisions actually. 1, utilize your utils. 2, if you're not going to utilize your utils, just give up the site and save it for the retake, right? It's one or the other, but Invoker Squad can't seem to make a choice on it.
And the rotation seems to be not so ideal coming in from Invoker Squad here. A 1v3 fail for the side of Caramel. He does get picked off here. Kachang 7 goes into the 1v1 against Hybrid here. Gets the headshot on towards Hybrid, making it a 4v3 in favor of TXD. Now TXD has the site, gets to take the A side with the bomb.
And now it's a slow creep around from the flank for the last 3 remaining defenders from the Invoker Squad. Flashes have already come out, but no way to find the entry frag so far. Plenty of util to work with, and now the mollies on towards the B, towards spawn. Oh, turns the corner, Zoe! He wins it, Takes a breather for a moment. 2 HP, finds another trade here. Invoker Squad might be able to do this, but Baburu, the last one alive, 12-0 so far. Kachak 7, he's already down as Kals needs to take him out. 12-0, by the way. He's still holding strong. AK in hand, finds one. Last member down to his knees with 20% HP, dies.
Not enough time. There's There's not enough time coming in for the side of Invoker Squad to defuse this, and this will be TXD pulling the game into a 6-0 lead. One more game, and this will be a winning one for the side of TXD. But now we go into a side swap here. So Invoker, they will be on the attacking side at the very least for the second half.
Hopefully their attacking side is better than their defending side because the momentum is huge for TXD. Pomburu gave up his one remaining clean streak for a game-winning play. Now down to the 7th round, it's going to be a full attack towards the B side. Two defenders here from the side of TXD looking to hold them. And this is what I'm talking about. Finding the util back to slow them down. Frags, mollies, and smokes. Oh wait, the molly is going to block off the back of the site.
But yeah, you can see the angles being taken on by the side of TXD here. They do implement 3 people onto the side of B side here and 2 onto A here. But the aggressive A entry here coming in for the side of Invoker here. They want to enter this hybrid. Already checking in towards the corners here. But Pomburu, he's here. He gets the first kill on towards Auto. Okay, the crossfire catching on towards the multiple members here. Now 3v4. Make that a 4v2 in favor of TXD. How does Invoker play this? Because they are running out of time. They're running out of resources here. But Invodino gets that kill right now. Can they get the plan?
Oh, a huge kill coming up from Otok there. What a shot that was. And that really changed the tide of this entire fight. Now it's a 2v3 scenario here, unless we see Invodino is able to find it.
It's difficult for them because they are guarding the C4 so well. It's super difficult for Invo to actually get it. And this lurk coming in for the side of Haynoob here. Picks off Invodino here. That does leave Cows being the sole member on towards the side of Invo.
And he has gone for the wide flank. He knows one's on site here. He spots him at the very end. Please, sir. He can't deal with it. Too scared of the shotgun to face it head on.
And that is a 7-0 clean sweep coming in for the side of TXD Esports here, led by Pomburu. Out of 7 rounds, only suffered 2 deaths here. What a insane performance.
Really insane performance here. We had standouts from all across our winning teams throughout today, but just look at the plays that were happening here. Because again, you can tell that Invoker Squad had a setup, they had a plan in mind. It's just they make decisions really, really slow, and you can see the overall mechanics and just util usage from the side of TXD is so much better, right? They come out of every round only having either 1 grenade or no grenades at all.
And this was a very good angle that's being held by side of Zoe, right? He had high ground, and they were running through smoke, and he was just chipping all the health bars here. But the rotation, like you mentioned, the macro game, from A side to B side, notices the fact you have to rotate fast. It just really isn't evident coming in for the side of Invo Squad.
Well, I mean, on their attacking side, right? Again, they got hit by a lot of the util. They could have gone for a retake, but they were worried about the rotations. I feel like Invoker Squad are very much in their heads when they're thinking about how to deal with TXD. And it's not like the plans were bad, right? Because again, they held out on the first 15 seconds on the initial attack on towards the A site when you saw all the util being thrown right by the main doors. I think at that point, Invoker Squad either, again, we saw at least 2 of their members rotate over to the B side, waiting for a potential response, or at the very least, look to flank out from the B side and then start pressing the mid.
Yeah, that's true here. So for Invoker Squad, they put up a very decent defense at the very first 2 rounds here. But once the side of TXD starts to get themselves going, the defense line just shattered very easily here. So for them, they need to work on their rotations, how they implement members. Maybe rotate a member back fast for a 4v5 defense, and then put one on towards the lurking side to get information on towards the back and put pressure against TXD. Because every time that we see, it's TXD, Pomburu going in on the first charge, getting those first kills, and then forcing the side of Invo to rotate into a slower end for their retake.
Yep. At a bare minimum, just util usage, right? I think that's something that they can't be doing a 4v2 retake, a 4v3 retake with all 4 of their nades still available. Like, there's so many angles you can flush out for free, or at least skew the fight in your favor if you're not confident in landing that wide swing into the headshot, right? Again, put him down at 10 HP, then you don't need to land a headshot at all.
Yep, the nades and also the molly plays a lot of time, right? Because even if you drop one member, as long as you molly and smoke the correct passages or those doors or those like windows, it really slows down the attacking side from entering the site. Because if they want to enter through the long way, that's going to take a lot of time, and they have to check a lot of angles here. So smoking the main doors, smoking the main passage, longs or shorts, gives the defending side a lot of time here. So maybe when we progress ourselves to the top 4, that's when top tier teams in the standings like TXD, O2, and also the other side, IG, will be portraying us more and more strategic gameplays rather than just running guns.
For sure, because as of right now, those similarities between all three of these teams is not only mechanics and util usage, but nobody's really punishing them for actually lobbing nades towards their spawn, towards the enemy spawn, right? To prevent a quick retake. That's why we see every retake be so slow from your opponents, because they're just waiting out the smokes, waiting not to get hit by the molly, waiting not to get spammed through it, because these better teams understand that, yes, smokes block obscure vision, but they don't protect you from bullets. They also make sure that they follow it up, right? If you're throwing a smoke, guard the smoke. If you are going to be disrespectful, comment to me and I'll throw a flash through it so that you can go for the entry.
Those are the difficult ones to learn, considering for these teams, they don't really have much time to actually train. So slowly but surely, I do think that with CFL Championship being the first one that they are actually playing in the national qualifiers, maybe the quality will be slowly pacing into that grand margin until we see maybe the retakes will be even more competitive.
And not to mention how frantic the game can get, right? Because again, it's not like your traditional tactical shooters where you must stand still to get the perfect shot. No, you can actually run and gun a pretty decent amount, and the spray pattern is very easy to learn. So that's why you're seeing a lot of these players just kind of wobbling about, right? Every single time, trying to utilize the aim assist, the gyros, all the tools necessary given to you in CrossFire Legends to make sure that you are hitting those shots.
Yep, that's why you need to put some times, like we talk about, right? Like the math geek, go into the practice range, check on what are the appropriate run and guns, how much damage you can do with different weapons, and that's how you know, like, okay, if I hold this specific analog down and I just spam my fire button, I get this sort of damage here. So these mechanics are important to actually pick up the game here. So for these players, there's a long way to go, but it's already a promising sign.
Really promising, really great, like a fundamental level.
It's
good to see that there are some like ideas. Maybe they're not like the all, they're not everybody is the Yonzi or the Drax where they're like the all-encompassing player of what mechanics look like. But we're also seeing people coming with big brain ideas of like, hey, this is how we set up crossfires, this is how we lock down sites, and how we actually respond to when we actually have to deal with util, like blinds especially, because they're the most invasive ones.
That's true. So for today, we see a very straight pattern, right? We have strong teams coming in with a top fragger here. We do see in IG, we do see in the form of TXD and O2 Esports, they do have the star player performing to a very strong caliber, I would say here. So hoping to see how they will face up against each other in potentially tomorrow or the day after for the final 2 days of the round robin, because we have to decide who amongst these 6 teams, 4 of them advance to their playoffs, and who amongst those 4 teams advance to their top 2 to go for the C Championship.
Yeah, now obviously the tournaments are really, really quick, including the live broadcasts, but generally speaking, it's great that these games are fast. I do wish it was like a best of 3, because you can definitely tell some teams are like about to get their mojo. It's too late, they're already at the 7th point. What are we supposed to do about it, right?
I mean, it really brings to the question, right? It's like, yes, VO1, it has its flaws, it also has its greatness here, because it forces players like the invited pro teams, because they are already knowledgeable and they're already like well composed, so they're not really that cold on their hands or their brains in game 1. So it puts into the amateurs here. Maybe they are like super good performers in the tournaments, but the problem is they're newbies with the heart of a new player, so they don't have the composure like veterans coming in from O2 or TXD.
Yeah, they've been under a lot of pressure before in other titles, right? Tooth and nail, as some may say. But that being said, though, I am excited to see how this is going to affect the overall standings, because based on what everybody has been saying amongst us casters, amongst people out there, as expected, right? This is supposed to be between O2, IG, and TXD. IG has been a bit of a standout here, with multiple of their players showing that, hey, they're not the only threat on the team. Like in basketball, having multiple players that can shoot, that can dunk, just gives you a bigger arsenal to work with.
It's like esports, right? When we talk about esports, it's never about a single player in a team environment. It's about 5 collective players making sure that this game is a team victory for them. As you can see, IG, O2, TXD rocking the top 3 spot, and MAL, QK, and Info rocking that bottom 4, 5, 6 here. So at the very least, MAL, they do seem that they are almost confirmed for that minimum break mark for the playoff spot.
Yep, they are at that minimum break mark, and I mean, we'll see whether this is going to change by the end of this weekend when it starts to wrap back up, but we'll see, right? Because O2 and IG so far are the only 2 teams with a perfect win streak so far. Let's look at tomorrow's schedule, right? Hopefully, if we are lucky, we might get to see who loses their win streak. No, they don't face each other off just yet. It's MAL facing off against O2, IG facing off against TXD. Ooh.
That's just spicy.
That one sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, that one sounds really fun here. And to close out the day here, it will be Unbogus Squad going up against Quad Train Knights here. But let's put our focus on towards IG and TXD. TXD, yes, although they're 2-1 in standings here, but they lost to O2 Esports, and they went into the series against O2 Esports by putting up a show to a 7-6. One of our closest series thus far in the CFLC Malaysian National Qualifiers.
And I think that TXD is going to have a great time facing off against IG.
Very good.
In comparison to O2, what each one of those players could be a potential threat, I feel like IG, there are obvious threats that you need to handle first, and other players who aren't as aggressive as some of the others may be punishable for the upcoming days.
It really comes down to forms when the day 2 actually arrives in towards tomorrow. So for these players, they definitely have to keep their hands warm. In about, I would say, 24 hours time, they will be playing once again against each other to really decide who is the top dog of the group.
Yes, and again, once again, all of these players are making sure that they are playing on the best devices possible. We're making sure that, you know, every day that they don't go out without Oppo, it's just like you're just playing on a worse phone. And it's really the phone that you want to lean into. City Oppo A6 Pro Kini dilancarkan. Again, it's already out. You can get it right now if you wanted to. Built to designed to last. Built like it was brand new. Ooh, feels good every time.
Just like we mentioned, right, direka untuk ditahan, the longevity in terms of phone, that's really important here. But of course, one more thing that we need to point out is also our official sponsor here, OBS Bot Me 2 Gaming Webcam here. Rakan keunggulan Anda, stream legacy Anda here. Stream your legacy for your legacy here with OBS Bot. And I do use this quality of a webcam here. Like you can see, I'm clean with this.
So clean, sir. Hopefully Ozbot hits us up with the latest product so we can be even cleaner. Shout outs to you, Ozbot. Shout outs to y'all out there. But once again, it has been an exciting time here for the CrossFire Legends. Things are happening fast, and it's only going to get faster. We're going to be closing out the show here today. Thank you so much for watching the CrossFire Legends Championship National Qualifiers Malaysia. My name is Getting Q. This is Sagi, of course. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.